Hi, my name is Adam Shawley and I'm the VP of Technology here at vCom Solutions. We're here today to introduce you to the newest release of our vManager platform, vManager 4.1. In this release we have two major enhancements: Invoice Workflow Approval, which allows you to eliminate the manual and often paper processes behind approving invoices, as well as a new report library, which gives you much better information regarding all the reports available in vManager. Let's first drill into Invoice Workflow Approval. You'll see here I'm on the Invoice module. And we have a new column here called Workflow Status. Currently I have not set up any workflows, so you'll see NA in here. What we're going to do is we'll drill into an invoice. And you'll see we have a new link up here called Create Invoice Workflow. Workflows can be created on a per account basis, meaning you can create individual workflows for each of your carrier invoices across the different accounts. So for this vCom invoice, we're going to go ahead and create a simple workflow. You'll see here I have a list of the available approvers that can approve this invoice. I'll go ahead and select myself as one, and then I'll select a couple other people as well. Now on the approvers list, I can select what sequence I want those approvers to be in. So I could, Adam in this case is the first person to approve, and then Amelia. I could switch these around if I wanted to by selecting the user and then moving them up or down in the list. There's also an option to create a non-sequential workflow. In a non-sequential workflow, each approver can approve the invoice at any time. They don't have to wait for the previous person in the list to approve their invoice. We'll make this a sequential workflow. When we're done, we simply click Save. Now you notice now that I've created the workflow, there's a new section here called Invoice Workflow. It gives the invoice status of pending approval, and then it tells me that I have it because I'm logged in as myself and I'm the first person on the approval list, that I need to approve this invoice. Now I can also click the View Approvals link that would show me who has approved it ahead of me. I'll go ahead and approve this invoice. Now you'll see the invoice approval amount is here. I can by default approve all of it, or I can change the amount if I wanted to, and say if I wanted to dispute a certain section, I could edit that and set a different amount that I'm approving for. And I can type in any notes here. Once I click the approval button, my invoice approval is done. You'll see I can go to the View Approval section and I'll see the approval history, status basically, and shows that I approved it, put my notes, and the date and time that I approved it. Now, the other people that need to be in the approval workflow have not approved it yet, so their status is still not approved. There are a couple other features that are available now that I've assigned a workflow to this account and invoice. You'll see there's Edit Approval is now available as well. Since I've approved this invoice, I could go back and edit my approval as long as the next person hasn't approved it after me. So I could go ahead and change my amount or change my notes. Similarly, since I'm in the approvers list, I can manage the invoice workflow. Since we've already created it, we no longer have the Create Invoice Workflow option. It now changes to Manage Invoice Workflow. So I could go in here and either add or remove approvers as needed. Okay, for the purpose of this demonstration, I've gone ahead and approved the invoice that we've been working with. So you'll now see that this invoice workflow status is approved. If I double click into the invoice, you can see I can look at all the approvals, and you'll see that all three people in the workflow approved the invoice, the approved amount, and the approved times. So that then makes this invoice an approved invoice in the workflow, and all the audit trails are there available to you. Next, let's look at the reporting enhancement we made in vManager. We realize there are a number of reports available, and sometimes it can be confusing as to what report you want to put on what dashboard. To help out in that problem, we've created the report descriptions. This is basically a data dictionary, if you will, of all the description of all the reports in vManager. So you can go through alphabetically and look at what the reports are and understand exactly what information is presented and how the drill down works as well. So for example, if you have a report that has 3 different levels you can drill into, each one is described here. So that should be a good new feature to help you out navigate the reports better in vManager. Okay, thanks for watching this demonstration, and we hope you enjoy the new features.